Have you ever felt that the harder you try, the more life seemed to push you back? That was exactly how Ahmed felt on the day everything went wrong. That morning, he opened his email to find another rejection for a job he had dreamed about for months. In the afternoon, his best friend told him he should be more realistic, words that cut deeper than he showed. By evening, sitting alone on his bed, Ahmed whispered to himself, "Maybe I'm just one of those unlucky people." What he didn't know was that this would be the last day he believed that story. One simple shift in thinking was about to change everything, so stay with me, because you won't want to miss the moment his life begins to turn. Ahmed lived in a crowded city where the streets were always buzzing, buses honking, shopkeepers calling out, and neon signs glowing late into the night. From the outside, his life looked ordinary. A small rented room, a steady routine, a phone always in his hand. He went to interviews, met friends for tea, smiled politely at neighbors, but inside, it felt completely different. His chest was tight, his mind noisy. Every morning started with worry. Every night ended with self-doubt. While others saw traffic, he saw obstacles. Where others noticed opportunity, he noticed 1,000 ways things could go wrong. It was as if a gray filter covered his world, turning even bright days into something dim and heavy inside. Inside Ahmad's mind, a quiet battle was happening every single day. Whenever a new opportunity appeared, his first thought was, "It won't work out for me." Before he even filled out an application form, he had already imagined the rejection. Before speaking up in a meeting, he pictured people laughing at his idea. He replayed old failures like a sad movie on a loop, remembering the exam he had almost passed, the interview where he stumbled over his words, the time someone called him average, and he secretly believed them. When friends invited him out, he often said no, telling himself they were just being polite and didn't really want him there. If someone praised his work, he'd smile on the outside but whisper to himself, "They don't really mean it. They're just being nice." Every delay, every small mistake, every closed door became more proof in his mind that life was unfair and he was destined to lose. So many of us live our entire lives like this, never realizing that the prison we feel trapped in is built from the bricks of our own thoughts. Will Ahmad stay stuck in this cycle, or will he finally see what's really holding him back? His future, at this point, looked like a closed road, a dead end. One evening, after another rejection call and a heated argument with his brother, Ahmad finally broke. His brother's words, "You always expect the worst, and that's why nothing ever changes for you," echoed in his mind. He walked aimlessly through the busy streets, feeling smaller and more invisible with every step. He ended up at a small tea stall in the corner, a place he passed 100 times before. He stopped and sat down, his shoulders heavy, his eyes fixed on the ground. The old shop owner, a man with gentle eyes who had watched Ahmad pass by day after day, quietly placed a cup of tea in front of him and sat down beside him. "You look more tired inside than outside," the man said softly. Ahmad managed a weak, tired smile. It was true. The old man leaned a little closer and whispered, "Sit with me for a few minutes. Let me show you something simple that changed my life when I felt just like you do now." The old man reached under his small wooden counter and placed 2 empty glasses on the table. Then, he took a kettle and filled both glasses with the exact same tea. On one glass, he wrote a small word on a piece of tissue and taped it on fear. On the other glass, he did the same with the word hope. Ahmad frowned confused. "They're the same," he said, pointing at the 2 glasses. The old man nodded. "Yes, same tea, same cup, same world. Only the label is different. Tell me, Ahmad, if you had to drink from one of these every single day for the rest of your life, which one would you choose?" Ahmad let out a soft, humorless laugh. "Of course I would choose hope." The old man's eyes warmed with understanding. "But every morning with your thoughts, you keep choosing fear." He then asked Ahmad to do something strange. He told him to take a slow sip from the fear glass while thinking of everything that could go wrong with his life, his job search, his future. As Ahmad did, he felt that familiar tightness return to his chest, a knot forming in his stomach. Then, the man instructed him to take a sip from the hope glass, while naming just one small thing that might go right. As Ahmed did this, he felt his chest loosen, the tension easing just a little. For the first time, he noticed how different his own thoughts made his body feel. Something inside him whispered that this difference, this was everything. The old man pointed to the 2 glasses again. "Your thoughts are like seeds," he said quietly. "If you water the seed of fear every day, it grows into a thick, dark forest that blocks your path and hides the sun. But if you water the seed of hope, it grows into strong trees that give you shade and fruit. The world outside may be hard. Pain is real. Rejection is real. Being positive is not about closing your eyes and pretending everything is perfect. It is about choosing where to place your attention. You can stare at the closed door, bitter and defeated, or you can look for the window right beside it. Each time a negative thought comes, a thought like, 'I will fail,' or 'nothing ever works out for me,' you must stop and gently plant one small, believable positive thought instead. A thought like, 'Maybe I can learn from this,' or 'I can try one more time.' You just repeat this gently every day and watch how the weather inside you slowly begins to change. The next morning, Ahmed woke up and immediately caught himself thinking, 'This interview will go badly, just like all the others.' But then he remembered the 2 glasses of tea. He took a deep breath and quietly, consciously replaced that thought with a new one. 'Maybe this time I will learn something useful.' He noticed the warmth of the sun on his skin, the genuine smile of a child playing in the street, the delicious smell of fresh bread from a bakery he had passed 100 times without ever really seeing. Life was still imperfect. The rejections might still come, but inside him, something gentle had begun to shift. His inner world was slowly changing direction. Just like Ahmad, your life may not transform overnight, but your very next thought is always a choice. One small, honest, positive thought can be the first step on a completely different path toward a completely different life. So, what is one negative thought you will choose to replace today? If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more gentle guidance whenever you need it most. Thank you for watching.